series, because coming into this, we do know that the teams in particular, the Sinners, had some major win streaks coming in. They had on Mirage and on Inferno, both have win streaks in there. Mirage, a 9-map winning streak, which is why I was kind of surprised that Mirage got that far through. But Inferno, the Sinners have got a 5-map winning streak. For Alliance, they have got a 4-map winning streak there. So if we do get to go all the way to a third game, then we are set for what should be a really fun series. For the first map, Dust 2, it is favored towards the Sinners. This is definitely not a good map for Alliance. Anubis isn't really that great for Alliance either, but maybe they know something that I don't based on their stats. So looking at the map setup, it is possible we don't get all the way to Inferno, given that neither of the first two maps seem incredible for Alliance as the underdog team. But unfortunately, there really isn't anywhere which we could have gone which would have been particularly favorable to them. As I said, the Sinners, they've had some incredibly strong performances, particularly on Mirage, Inferno, and Ancient. So honestly, I'm kind of surprised that we didn't have a worse matchup pool here. Still, we'll see how Alliance managed to do. Again, both teams undefeated so far out of the first game in the group stage. Sinners definitely coming in as the favored squad here, the team from the Czech Republic. But we'll see. Maybe we'll be surprised. Certainly, I think given that we've got the map pick of the Sinners to start off with, I would be astonished if this map goes anyway, but a pretty conclusive victory in favour of the Sinners. But hey, Alliance, it's an uphill battle to have to fight. Certainly coming in through the playing stage, they had to know that they were going to have themselves only a tougher and tougher journey to come over the duration of the event. But, we'll get things done in a second. We'll see if any miracles are going to be happening. In terms of players for Alliance, because there's definitely more to say there. We mentioned Oscar and Majki from the Sinner side. Oscar consistently being the top player, and Majki being in the last series really opening up. On Alliance's side of things, the players to watch will be Avid. He's been playing out of his mind this event, the strongest player in the series, and absolutely the difference maker for Alliance. He does more or less stand alone. Twist would be the one I'll be looking at as well to maybe be backing him, but Avid has been the powerhouse of the Alliance squad. Let's get into our first map and see if the Sinners can be smacked down by Alliance, or if it will go the way which, reasonably speaking, we should be expecting. Sinners Esports map pick opens up the series as we open up our day of play here today. Permitter versus Revenant will follow this series at 13:30 CST. Zampi versus the Gaming Gladiators at 16:30. And then Incilio versus Space to end out the day. Remember again, every team playing today is so far, in one series at least, undefeated in the group stage. At least one of these teams will be a front runner coming out today, and they'll be joined by 3 more. Well, for the Alliance side, this is looking pretty good as we get to see Oscar, the big name of the Sinners squad, will go 1 versus 3, and Avid, the ace of the Alliance team, will be the one to take him down. Alright, a solid start there for our Swedish friends. Let's see if they can build on it. You can see, folks, divided on their support between Alliance and Sinners. Again, looking at the stats, I would definitely, in anyone else's shoes, be favouring the Sinners in this series overall, but I suspect for Alliance, it's going to be a map by map, as Pleasant gets a little too aggressive there, gets cut down. I think maybe relying on the support of his teammates, which weren't quite in the right position. Alliance will be able to do a little bit of farming.
Oscar with the scout in hand and the stolen MP9 in the hands of Magiki as well means the Sinners can't be dismissed here, as they are going to be at least posturing towards making it a long push, where Alliance don't have anybody in position right now. See there, Bonemaster keeping an eye out over on B, but Sinners, yeah, they're slowly creeping their way in. Alliance starting to take a look out on the map. They might be able to find and sneak in Twist, I believe that is, coming in through the doors to flank the squad. If his timing is right, this should make the round go a whole lot easier, as AB did not managed to clean up through the smoke. The flank is good, and this one is done for the Sinners. Now, what I particularly like from Alliance there, as a team who are very much the underdogs coming in, it's how much respect they gave the Sinners on their pistol round, especially after things started to go a little bit sideways. Very much played that one out as carefully as was humanly possible. Deployed a little bit more strategic play, and as we come into this round, Alliance, they are hammering Sinners. Master with the scout is continuing to put pressure down, and with the Sinners all having taken extreme damage from the early exchange of nades, that scout suddenly becomes a lot more deadly. Sinners in real trouble here in that first buy round. Nice use of the molly there, at least will push Twist out of position, but Risco already down for the Sinners, so they're to 4 versus 5. The 2 of Alliance themselves are heavily wounded. Mid control for the Sinners for the time being. I think they might be thinking of going up a short. Bonemaster is waiting with that scout there from before, as Amali goes out into mid. Sinners 46 seconds left to play. Bonemaster should pick up this first kill. Up he is back up, gets cut down in short order. Bonemaster gun as well, which means things are starting to look a little bit more shaky for Alliance. 2 versus 2, though Oscar is barely alive. Should be able to actually catch Avid walking through. If Avid checks the wrong direction, that's the second time that's happened. There's got to be a lesson learned here somewhere. The plant is made. The Sinners might be able to pull off some kind of miracle here, and Magiki beats out Pleasant. I'm astonished the Sinners won that round. That started so well for Alliance, and it all just slipped away. By the tail end, 3 different Sinners surviving. Czech team thanking their lucky stars that somehow they pulled that off. So far, in terms of actual kills, we are seeing more or less what we'd expect from the Alliance side of things. Avid with 5 so far. Of course, the standout player for Alliance. On the Sinners side, Oscar doing okay, but Magiki getting in some solid early hits as we trade kills to start off here. Alliance do have enough money in the bank to buy into this round. Good A control from Bonemaster, but the A site has been breached. He's going to force Bonemaster forwards, grabs hold of the AK. Can't step back onto long now because his back is no longer secure. He's going to have the eyes in the back of his head, and that does simplify things. Actually gets the bomb drop there as well. From being under pressure, now Alliance have got the pole position. It's coming down to a series of fights. A shot pours through the doors and takes down 2. We're back to the tail end of the round again with Alliance. I don't think on the individual player basis they can win out these duels. Bowden are going to sit on the bomb. Jock has got still a little bit of utility left in hand. So bomb is going to be scooped out. Molly replies to it immediately. Not getting hold of that bomb anytime soon. Time is running out, and Bodemaster is immediately off the A side, knowing with the delay from that molly, I don't think there's going to be time for Shock to go anywhere but A. Bodemaster hiding in short, waiting for Shock to show himself. He's got no more utility. He's going to back onto site. Another molly onto the site itself. There's still just enough room. Fakes out the plant, waiting. And time is run out. Also, Bodemaster comes in and steals the kill as well. That was so good. We're definitely seeing here if we're looking for players to join Avid in the Sun as a big, factor for the Alliance squad. Bodemaster's play there was really crisp, really calm under pressure. Had the right answers at the right times, and that's all you're ever gonna need. Thanks, of course, to our friends from Hellcase. You can find their details below our stream, a little panel down there. Please go check them out and thank them for their support of the Champion of Champions Tour. So far, the Alliance underdogs here on the Sinners map pick have been doing surprisingly well, though they did lose one round, which seemed to be one. Reasserting control here is definitely a big deal. Bodemaster back on his nonsense again. Gonna be chucking out a couple of scout shots, but this time round for the Sinners, they do not have as good of a layup as they would like. Let's see what else they've got for us. Sinners do manage to take mid control relatively well. Alliance favoring their A side. Briscoe with the relatively minimal amount of utility on the Sinners squad. Looks like we will be trying for something. Good read from Alliance. The timing is about right. Smoke is going to make it a little bit tricky for the Sinners to get in. Last round, of course, the Sinners were caught out by the timer getting too low. Firepower definitely on the side of Alliance here, as it looks like Alliance are actually expecting the attack from a completely different direction. There's a fake out towards mid doors, and Shock moves in. Pleasant. Let's see how well he can control the spray. Gets 2.5 for 4 being dropped. Really nice coordinated play from the Sinners there.
The idea was in Alliance's mind that we might see the mid push, and just having somebody there to encourage that notion was very smart indeed. Let's see if Alliance can deploy the unlimited molly technique they used from last time round as B-Stick comes in with the flank. Really good map play from the Sinners as Oscar has got his up, and once more B-Stick is behind, so the Sinners, I think we're starting to see a little bit of their style emerging here. Manipulating the expectations of their opponents with great deftness. And putting them in situations like before where they just don't have too many good options at all. Reliance is going to bring in a little bit of armor. Just the one MP9. For the Sinners, I think they may have found their feet. Oscar now has picked up the pace along with Shock joining Magiki with 4 or 5 kills apiece for the Sinners. As Pleasant is taken out early on, I think we're going to start getting into the era here of the Sinners dictating terms to Alliance a lot more than the other way round. East side push for the Sinners. Again, the fake out over from the A side. Magiki over there drawing a lot of attention. As Uppy actually going to be the one to pick up a kill in return. Twist able to steal away a pistol headshot before it's all said and done. Burnermaster coming up from the side. Uppy does have the rifle and manages to pick up Marisco as well. I think at this point Uppy will be quite happy to exit the round with the AK, but no. It looks like he's going to take this one further. He's going to gamble that AK on the chance of picking up another Sinners member. I don't know if I like this. This feels like a player with something to prove. Because this is not a good situation to be heading into. There's no information about what's on the site. I mean, you can stop people coming out towards mid, but at this point, it's not impossible you're going to get caught out from behind because there's two of them and a one of you. As time has run out, Uppy will escape. That's the shout. He doesn't walk right into Oscar here. It's not checking his six and almost got caught out. Whew. 2 in a row for the Sinners,
but Alliance do at least maintain the single AK, so they don't leave the round with nothing. Curious to see if Alliance do spend out anything here. They've got a little bit of money in the bank, but no. They're saving it up. I think they're hoping for the better chances. Maybe get Burnermaster on that AWP for next round. Something of a bonus round for the Sinners. Actually, it's going to be running light. As is B-Stick. As Uppy picks up the first kill. Alliance proving more resilient than I would have expected to the Sinners, pulling off some very solid plays against them. See, the Sinners are starting to become a little bit more cautious themselves. As Uppy grabs another. Bear in mind, this is the round where Alliance only brought the one rifle in. They've been able to steal Oscar's AWP. We're very close to Alliance resupplying entirely off of the Sinners. Lesson creeping forward. If Alliance fall back to the B site, they'll have a great spot. We have got some very tense Alliance players heading up the stairs, and they find themselves there at the right time.
B-Stick has got onto site though. Alliance weren't quite there. Up in the window, Uppy gets cut down. And then spraying back through. Marisco cleaning up and shock as well.
Burnermaster surely has to want to get this AWP away from here. And he'll scuttle around the corner and away. For Alliance, a extremely successful eco round. The Sinners felt like they were really thrown off balance there, but by the tail end of it, they did at least re-find themselves as Burnermaster can't resist getting another kill in on the tail end before fully disengaging. And the Sinners will leave the round much more bloody than I think they would rightly have expected to. 3 members down, the Sinners get their 3rd in a row. I ran for Alliance. We have got that AWP, of course. Not bought, but maintained from before. Still not a lot of money in the Alliance coffers, but enough to get them well equipped on the utility side of things. Sinners going to be probing the Alliance defenses, but no big commits made as of yet.
Looks like Sinners are going to try and establish themselves in mid. Actually building a decent amount of utility to get into what is actually a fairly undefended space. Multiple flashes there on the mid doors. Sinners I think they are going to press through there, where I believe Avid will be covering them. Alliance don't look like they were expecting this particular approach. They're much more focused towards the A doors. As the mollies come in, I think they may start to realize what's going on here, which is a fairly unique angle of approach. Avid almost gets his second, but the B site gets cleared in short order, and Sinners are just able to take this one in. Both Shock and Magiki are low on HP. Alliance could fight for a retake, but Oscar's AWP is still in play. It seems like Alliance don't want to push this one any further. Definitely feels like for future rounds to come, Alliance are going to have to build in some kind of mid defense. I mean, Sinners were very thorough about their mid push. They put in the utility. They made sure that it was going to be a good play either way. But Alliance's defense there just cracked almost immediately. Might see a tail end kill. Yes, Bodemaster going to again pick off another Sinners player, but ultimately, it's 4 in a row for the Sinners. They're picking up speed, even if they're not necessarily economically being where they want to, because of losing as many members as they have on these wins. But Reliance, they've got enough in the tank to keep on fighting. Maintaining 3 of the members means that this will not be as expensive a round to get into. Magiki Twist trade. A site being pressured. Bodemaster here with the AWP. Knows there's going to be multiple Sinners players coming up at speed, so backs off for the time being. Lions do have the choice again if they want to try and take this fight. 2 members of Sinners are heavily wounded. But again, Oscar with the AWP is up at full HP. I think it's going to be a little bit of fishing with the grenade and doesn't land. Alliance actually going to be going for a long flank round. Avid is going to try and push through A doors. We can see that's going to be a pretty big ask. Sinners have definitely got a solid rear guard in place. 50 seconds left to play. Sinners onto site. Alliance giving ground. Not finding any pickoffs. And I think, yeah, again, going to give this one over. I think with 2 members being as heavily wounded as they are, the HP totals between the 2 teams is pretty wide. 3 more rounds to go after this one. Still a chance for Alliance to bring the half back to even. They've certainly been very cautious up until this point, and I think the Sinners, we've seen some very, very aggressive play from them, and I think having everything collapse down in a couple of seconds is favouring the Sinners over Alliance so far.
Terrorists win.
Alright, let's take stock again for the Sinners. Shock, Oscar, Magiki, all performing extremely well. Over on the Alliance side of things, so you've got some decent numbers as well. Bodemaster and Avid, along with Up E and Twist to a lesser extent. I think because of the individual kills that have been getting picked up towards the tail ends of rounds, Alliance's numbers are looking a little bit better than they could be. Sinners going to go aggressively after what looks to be an A fake, as Shock takes a grenade to the face, but still wins the duel versus Up E. Again, I do think that the Sinners individually, when it comes to a dueling basis, are winning out more often than not. We see Twist taking out half HP. Bodemaster continues to impress, though, from the Alliance side of things. That was crisp as anything. I'm loving what we're seeing from the Alliance AWPer. He's definitely putting himself in the kind of situations you would see a lot of AWPers not really wants to be in, where you've got a moving target who's just, popping their head above the parapets. and who's moving at speed as well. Oscar, of course, the AWPer for the Sinners is still in play, but Alliance do have the numbers advantage this time. But Majki finds Bodenmaster from afar. It will not be a perfect record. Oscar, though, is traded. It's still 2v1. Good utility. I don't think I know exactly where Majki is, but Avid finds him anyway. The defuse is barely in time. Woo! And Alliance will break that 5-round streak. They have been patient up until this point, and that last round was looking a lot better for them. Money is still huge for the Sinners, though, with that many wins in a row, that many plants. But economically, they should be fine for at least this round. Alliance, though, definitely going to be leaning still hard on Avid and Bodenmaster. Definitely not tired as of yet of what we've seen for Boden in particular. Ooh, nice nade. Majki gets annihilated by Twist. Solid start here by the Alliance squad. Oscar watching there in mid, but nobody is forthcoming. I like that we are seeing from the Alliance side that they're starting to put more in as Bodenmaster finds a second kill for the round. The Sinners, they're hitting the go button, but Plesson's there to meet them. Barely survives the exchange, but still gets the kill. Sinners so far, not a single kill in the round. Plesson, Twist, and Boden all getting one apiece. Oscar is sneaking up here with the AWP. Does spot, but doesn't have quite enough space to land. We'll get a little molly for his shoulders, but nothing too serious. That's got backup coming in from B-Stick. This time, Oscar finds the shot onto up E. 2 members remaining for the Sinners. They are onto site. Keep your eye out in here, particularly for Twist. The plant is made. The Alliance members are starting to converge. Smoke on short. Twist is unaccounted for yet. The smoke clears. I think Alliance will likely see this one. B-Stick moving in very close as the surprise. The ace in the hole. Twist gets the kill. B-Stick drops as well. And Alliance will find their second. Now 1 round away to drawing the half even here on the Sinners map pick. They're coming into this one. Alliance, their ranking has been rising recently. Coached by Hawk. Sinners ranked 38th to Alliance's 99th. We'll just have to see what the second half looks like, but so far, so good for Alliance. While the Sinners are ahead, this is looking like a solid base to get a equalizing round, and at least end up this first half with a good dose of momentum. Open hand for both Alliance and Sinners. Lesson pushing out more aggressively. Looks like Sinners are going back to mid and the A short push again. Has been successful for them. Plesson pushing out for the tunnels. Might be able to catch a flank and does do so. Can't quite get away in time. That could have maybe been more as well. Sinners going to start to get a little bit paranoid here, I suspect, but I like that from Alliance, sending out an early defender to go for a flank, knowing that the Sinners would likely be going for some kind of set play of their own. Now pushing in through the A doors. Twist, of course, was the mystery element. Is going to be left there on his lonesome. For Up, he can come and join in. Up, he does at least get one, but Twist is unable to land a kill of his own. Sinners now with 3 heading onto A. Avid and Bodenmaster, the 2 biggest hitters for Alliance, have yet to become part of the play. Boden going to go through doors. It's going to walk right into his opposite number, leaving Avid 1 versus 3. I don't see any way for this to go but poorly, and Oscar will pick up the last kill. Sinners Esports, they managed to make it work, and they will leave the half in the advantage. Oscar there, we can see, with a 2 KD, has definitely been picking his moments, but Bodemaster with exactly the same KD. It's a battle of AWPers. Let's see what the second half ends up looking like. Timeout coming in from the Sinners. They're going to be thinking some sinful thoughts on the way into a second half, which is definitely looking much less like the rollover than I think we would have expected, particularly in the series. I would have expected this one in particular, this first map, to be absolutely where things would be the most one-sided. Alliance won the pistol round on CT. Let's see if they can do it again. First blood to Shock. Curious to see how Alliance approaches one. Nice approach through mid, as Pleasant gets the first kill and lands a bullet as well. Actually going to retreat out and immediately move onto A short. Oscar will only go 1 for 1 before being dropped. This should be a pretty brutal fight. Marisco doing a nice job there of clearing the smoke, as Avid is the last one left standing. 1 versus 2. I'm currently at the feet of B-Stick. Question is whether or not Avid's going to go up and over. We'll try and meet Shock.
Counter-terrorists win.
There we go. Sinners get themselves the first round win. Now ahead by 3. Oh, definitely the statement of intent round from the Sinners coming up. Picking up the 3 MP9s. I wonder if we would see some Tech 9s coming out from Alliance. So we will. Not a full squad. Less than actually going to be able to sneak in the Mac. So Twist getting the kill there means that's another solid gun in hand. Yeah, in fact, that's another rifle being picked up there. Marisco will be able to spray through the smoke, but the clip size isn't going to be fantastic. Oscar, though, the rest of the squad able to come through and clean up. I thought for a second the Sinners might be in trouble, but no. Not quite able to get as clean a round as they would have liked, but still, it's a win nonetheless. Again, our thanks to our friends from Hellcase. You can use the code CCT to go check them out. And again, support today's stream. This time round, Alliance just going to be bringing in a few Deagles to see if they can sneak out any shenanigans. As Magiki does get a little clobber. Does have backup here from B-Stick on the way towards what looks like a solid enough early fight. Alliance actually getting a surprisingly good amount of solid hits in on Sinners despite the massive equipment disparity. Pleasant gets one back, but for the most part, the Sinners rip through and delete Alliance wholesale. 3 in a row. Of course, on our first half of the map, that was the round where things turned in favor of the T-Squad. It doesn't look like it's going to happen here, but we will have the buy coming in from Alliance now. Master back on the AWP. Sinners, I think they will still maintain a little bit of the equipment from the previous round, so should be a solid enough opportunity for the Swedish squad to come back in this round. It's coming out a little bit of the worst on the utility exchange to open us up here, as Alliance take a more measured approach to the ram. Keeping up an eye out on how and where Bodemaster and Avid end up being used. Looks like Pleasant may well be leading the charge. Bodemaster carrying the bomb. Mid control established for Alliance, but the Sinners are pretty close in on defending mid as well. David looking towards B as Alliance try and fish for a headshot, and they do find it onto B sticks. So they weaken the A site, immediately drawing out response from Sinners. Alliance starting to run a little short on time. It does seem like the B site will be their destination because Avid is lurking there waiting to push in. More utility, expecting the A site push. Molly will keep them in place for the time being. Sinners get pushed on here, and Pleasant and Twist actually clear the site before Avid even lands there. That's some very nice play out of Alliance. Oscar gets away with the AWP, but Alliance don't take a single casualty, and it looks like we will be seeing Alliance going hunting for Oscar as well. Especially when you know your opponent is the AWPer, the buddy system, all important for the Alliance to make sure they don't just get picked off one by one. Oscar knows the walls are closing and actually misses the shot and will be put down, but not before taking up E with him. Alliance get their first T-side round win and completely wipe out the Sinners. The money in the bank from the first 3 rounds is enough to get the Sinners back on their feet again, but the round was won without even necessarily having for Alliance to even use their ace player is an encouraging sign if you're a fan of the Swedish side. From the Sinners, I think we may be seeing a little bit of readjustment. And they are going to get a bit more aggressive towards the A doors, trying to make sure they don't get anybody picked off early on. But Master's going to be back covering mid again as Avid look for something on B. 2-1-2 defense from Sinners. See, A short is where the Sinners do have holes in their defenses. Wait a second. Shock moves out from the B site. Might be able to catch Alliance in the rear. I don't know if they're checking for this. And no. Shock almost completely clears up. Alliance were not expecting that one at all. B site now is a little bit weakened with Shock out of the way. Risco gonna move from the B site. They're not gonna check him at all, are they? This is so nice. I think this is a great way to start the day as well, because we're seeing these teams, they're exposing a little bit of their bag of tricks approach. Such great control from Risco to say, okay, if one person's going to come through there, then likely more people are going to be coming through. Like Bodemaster with the bomb. You can just see there, Pleasant, suddenly his heart drops as Up E manages to find a flank of his own. And Majki as well. We're down to 2-on-2, 1-on-2. Up E the last one standing. Just by that single play pushing out from B. The Sinners win the round and take back control. I think we're starting to see a little bit of why this is Sinner's map pick, as what had been a very close game is starting to spiral out of control. Sinners, 4 rounds and a half so far. Hope is starting to evaporate for alliances. They've now got to deal with a very tricky and slippery Sinners squad who are just pulling off tricks that they may just not have the mental bandwidth to account for while still playing at top level. Lesson going to be having to come in with just a deagle for the round. Looking to see if our AWPers manage to land those early hits. Alliance maintain mid-control, but it looks like they will be busting through. E6 thinking about trying to flank the formation. This time we do have actually Plessen with his deagle doing something a little bit interesting towards the B site. Waiting there where I believe Abe's going to come and join and to make the push in, catch more shenanigans before they develop. Matchkey goes 1 for 1. B-side push goes disastrously for Alliance. Shot completely shuts them down. Bodemassa has nowhere left to go but forward. We'll at least be able to get the plant in, but he knows there's no way that he survives any longer than this. Sinners immediately get in and shut things down. Woo! Now 1 away from getting themselves out of the first map with a solid early win. Anubis will be the next map pick if Alliance don't pull off something miraculous here, but it doesn't feel like the momentum is headed that way. Remember, Anubis will be an interesting map pick for Alliance that may well go solidly against them. Here for the Sinners. This is not a map they're necessarily super well known for. It's noted before there's several maps where they've got multiple very large win streaks. Alliance come pouring in. Marisco, perfectly placed. Gets 1 along with B-Stick. Oh, hold the phone. Lance are in on sight, but Sinners are charging in just as quickly. Pluffy and Pleasant get 2. It's down to Oscar. Snap fires 1, but not the second. And perhaps the obituary was written a little too quickly for the Alliance squad. They'll hold on for another round. Solid take, solid defense. You also can see from the loss bonus, Sinners will run into economic trouble if they can't shut this down here and now. Of course, in this particular round, it's going to be tricky with just the pistols. We'll see how well Alliance can press their advantage. Good flash, but B-Stick is still not able to get too much on the push out. Alliance with pretty much everything they could hope for. Utility a little light, but otherwise looking good. Sinners all going to stack themselves up with 2 members heavily wounded. Going to go through towards mid. They might come across a little bit more resistance. Yes, Twist there. All is lonesome. Does get 2, 3, but not the 4th. Shock remains in play. Looks like he's not going to go after the rifle. Instead, it's going to try and plink some heads, and does do so. Takes out Uppy. Sin is determined to do as much damage to Alliance's economy as they can, but Pleasant finishes the job. 2 in a row for Alliance, still for the Sinners. 1 more will end this. At least here on Dust. Two AWPers challenge each other to open up the round. This time it's Oscar who comes out the head. Now up to 20 kills. The centerpiece of the Sinners lineup continues to impress. Alliance also have Pleasant heavily wounded as well. I'm not optimistic about Alliance's chances. So far they've mostly operated well when they've got the advantage early on. But when it comes to fighting the uphill battles, much less successful. Nice molly to open up space for Alliance to work with. Gonna go charging in. Up, he does get the kill, just nicely timed. Flash will delay Alliance from pushing forwards for a few moments longer. Keep your eye out for Abid on the far left. Might be lapping through mid. I think Alliance have got some kind of scheme here, but that's the first part of it. No, onto the site. Marisco gets dropped. Oscar is still in play, but the plant is... No, it's no good. Oscar takes out Twist on the way in. Goes after Pleasant and deletes. That'll do it. The Sinners will take it 13-8 ultimately. Woo! A little bit spicier than we might have otherwise expected, but hey. So far, so good for the Sinners. Definitely the favorite teams coming in. General friends, we'll be heading to break. When we return, Anubis will be coming. And for Alliance, I think this will be a very tough series to turn around. Stay tuned. We're barely getting started here at the Champion of Champions Tour. This is only our first of 4 series today. So we'll see you in around 10 minutes time for map 2.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events. At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault. And the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try SkinPlace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. SkinPlace.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events. At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault. And the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skin Place.
Welcome back, one and all, to the Champion of Champions Tour. We are again here in the group stage, where we'll be seeing, of course, if the Sinners can be overwhelmed by the unlikely underdogs of Alliance. Now, in our first map, Dust 2, we did get to see exactly why the Sinners would want to make that their stomping ground, as they managed to find themselves several definitive round wins. Things got a little bit shaky as we head into our second map. We'll see how things shape up here on Anubis. Now, again, Alliance don't necessarily have the most incredible stats here, but comparatively, there just really aren't going to be any maps right now that are going to be heavily favored towards the Alliance side. Inferno was one of the ones I was hoping to see coming in, but sadly ended up getting banned away. So, Anubis, we have seen Alliance really struggle here. Remember, versus Revenant, they lost 2-13. So, you might be able to tell I'm not very optimistic about Alliance's chances, but we shall see. I mean, certainly, we did see some good aspects of Alliance's play in our first map. Ultimately, we ended up with a good spread of kills between the squad. Bodemaster doing some really nice sniping work as well. Oscar on the other side of though, leave it ending up with 23 kills. Just absolutely astonishing stuff. As expected, very much became the centerpiece of the Sinners lineup. Just knowing that you've got an AWPer who can walk around and delete people more or less at will. It took him a little while to get going, but when he did, he was off to the races. I'm assuming this is going to be the first series of the day for the Sinners. So it may well be that they'll keep that momentum heading into Game 2. Again, Inferno will be our decider, and that actually should be a pretty competitive one between the two of them. Again, that's the one where both teams are on a winning streak, but I think it's going to be a pretty big ask to even see it in this series. Again, the Sinners are very much higher ranked than Alliance are, and as much as Alliance have been clawing their way up, I don't think they're at the same kind of spot as of yet, around the 40th spot where Sinners are right now. Of course, we'll be keeping our eyes, if we are Alliance fans, closely on Avid again this game to see what exactly he has got for us. I did like we saw a little bit of flanking maneuvers coming through. I do, in terms of the overall strategic play for the Sinners, definitely had the edge there. It felt like they put Alliance off their game multiple times by just having it, using the lurkers, especially coming around and flanking from odd angles that really just Alliance were not prepared for at all. It felt like it very much shook them up and threw off what could have otherwise been some pretty solid play. I think these are the kind of the lessons that Alliance will be learning from the series, however it turns out though. That the further they climb, the more they're going to have to deal with unpredictability and build in that kind of mental resilience that will let them still operate even when their opponents are doing things that they perhaps haven't really had the chance to practice against too often, or maybe at all. Coming up a little bit later on today, as we wait for this for the second map to get started, my apologies. Permitter versus Revenant will be our 13:30 second match of our 4 today. 16:30, Navi versus Gaming Gladiators. And to end out the day at 20:30 CEST, Concilio versus Space. Ted and Doug8 will be coming in for those latter two. So hope you'll be as welcome to them as you were being it to myself. I am getting an update though, as you might be able to tell from me just chatting a little bit while we're waiting to get started. It's looking like Anubis has got itself a little bit of a delay on the way in. So, general friends, to hold tight. We hopefully should be back in just a couple of minutes time. Sinners versus Alliance, second game coming up after this short break. Howdy, howdy, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Again, I've been appreciating how enthusiastic the Sinners fans have been in the chat. We're heading onto Anubis now for map number 2 of the series. Sinners coming in as heavy favourites. Did see a fair amount of fight from Alliance, particularly in their first half. Here on Alliance's map pick, we'll see how well it works out for them. Again, with not a great record on Anubis in general. Hoping for Alliance to know something that I do not. So far, so good for the Sinners, though. They managed to get the B-side plant, and they're feeling pretty comfortable. David, of course, will be a player we'll be looking for quite a lot from on the Alliance side of things, but I think they're just going to give this one up. Though, Morisco getting taken out on the tail end as we devolve into a series of long-range brawls.
Terrorists win.
A little bit more money on both sides of the equation than might be there otherwise. The Sinners take themselves the first round here on Anubis. Actually, really cleaning up in the previous round. In the 4K ultimately. And it's bringing in 3 max for this round. Than before. Lions getting the amount of kills they did means they've got a little bit of firepower throughout. With the A defending. Sinners kind of stalling out a little bit here at Boat, but slow and steady perhaps wins this race as they come charging onto the A site. Take a single casualty, but still getting there for the solid plant. Again, there was a little bit more threat from this round from Alliance, but I did like that the Sinners showed quite a lot of patience there to draw out any potential shenanigans from the Alliance side of things, and they'll get themselves a solid second round win. Looks like Magic Gear is on the hunt for a little bit more cash in hand, though. As they both look away from each other, Twist is going to be able to scoop up the Mac and at least not get farmed this round. Take a moment just to relax as the last few seconds tick away.
Terrorists win.
Alright, 2 to the Sinners so far. We have been seeing more buys coming in from Alliance than might otherwise been expected, so see if they take this one off. Yeah, they've of course still got the Mac in hand, but I think otherwise going to be just buying some armor up for Twist to give them the, and Avid to give them a chance of being able to at least trade with somebody. Sinners going heavy on the mollies towards mid. Lesson. Oh, almost. And a line of life, maybe with a deagle, that could have gone very differently. You can see Alliance really stacking up the A side here. They remember what happened before, but shot going in might put into a little bit of trouble here. There's a lot of members, but one by one cutting them down. That is a rifle now into the hands of Alliance. I'll be able to scoop that up and away. Curious to see what Alliance end up doing with it. I think the B site is an obvious place for Sinners to go. They should be able to get in there and plant that without too much trouble, but there's now double rifles. Oh, sorry. Just single rifle and the Mac for the Alliance side. Odin looks like he's going to try and walk in some close range firepower, blasting him from the side. He's very low already, but might be able to hit Marisco from the side. Alliance are definitely presenting a lot more threat than would have seemed reasonable. Nice spray control from Buttermaster, goes 1 for 1. We're down to the last 2 up E with the AK. I think there's not enough time left in the play, but Sinners getting actually pretty bloody by that last exchange. Alliance come out of that one looking actually remarkably good.
Terrorists win.
Alright, well, let's get things back underway again. Alliance still minimal kills, but they've been doing a little bit of damage to the Sinners on the way in. These Sinners have got enough to keep themselves up nice and toasty. Buttermaster back on AWP duties for Alliance. Let's see if we can see some more of that magic we saw on Dust from him. Up he goes 1 for 1. Twist is driven off of sight as well, and just as quickly as that, Sinners are all over A. And for Alliance, 3 versus 4. We've seen they're willing to give up these kind of rounds before and not take too many risks, especially with the AWP in hand. Match game pleasant, trade back and forth. You know Burnermaster's going to be fishing for another kill, and he will find it. Rarely able to resist the lure of displaying his prominence with the AWP, and the rest of the Sinners have learned that lesson well enough to know stay well away from the B site and just let the round win come in.
Terrorists win.
Round number 4 in a row for the Sinners. Do appreciate the variety of different copy passes coming in from the Sinners side of things. Always appreciate the variety. So Alliance going to burn one of their tactical pauses here, hoping to figure out a way to break the Sinners streak. Could have gone a lot worse, and you can go a lot better if you head across and check out our friends from Hellcase. The link below the stream in the panel down there. Thank them. We thank them for their support of the Champion of Champions tour. Please go check them out if they're of any interest to you. And remember to use the code CCT to let them know you came from us. And to get a deposit bonus as well. Nice nades from Alliance on the way in. Do take a chunk out of shock. While it's taking a little while, it does feel like Alliance is starting to get the read on how Sinners are approaching Anubis. Inferno will be our decider if we get that far, as Avid does pick up the first kill. That's a pretty big change of pace from what we've seen previously. Sinners stacking up here for a 2-pronged assault on the B site. Smoke should keep them at bay for a little bit. Molly and Nades coming in. But the Sinners don't actually commit in on the play. They've still got a little bit of utility left to work with. Alliance are moving in themselves. Blank coming in from Twist. Not going to be spotted. And Twist takes out one entire side of that offensive push from the Sinners. B-Stick, last one standing, has to beat back 3 different members of Alliance, but it will not happen. Nicely played. Again, I love this aggressive defense coming in here from Alliance. They break the streak and get themselves on the board. In our previous map, it was mostly the domain of the Sinners to be able to pull off plays like that, but Alliance did choose to take this fight here on Anubis, so this is certainly where I'd expect them to be trying for shenanigans. The plenty of Twist spots round. Goes 1 for 1 3/4. Very close to picking up a second kill there on B-Stick. A-Site being heavily mollied by the Sinner side of things as they do take control of mid. Alliance falling back a little bit more carefully. Both teams having taken a casualty. Sinners down to 3 and 1/6 players, we'll say. With B-Stick barely standing on 10 HP. Sinners actually slow rolling this one for the time being. Out towards the mid area. Feels like they are oriented towards an A push. RBM Boner Master here. Folks coming out on the approach. But I'm going to fall back to try and link up with Uppy, but can't escape in time. Uppy can at least hold the flank, but the site itself has been breached. Molly being used to shove Uppy further away. As the plant is made, the Sinners down to 2 members and 1 heavily wounded. But Uppy gets dropped, and it's all on Avid to come from the other side of the map, and maybe... No, not going to be quite that adventurous to try and challenge the 3 remaining members of the Sinners. So we'll give ground. The Sinners take back control once more. Round number 5 for them. Denda calling out the Sinners as future major winners. I mean, they're certainly doing pretty well in recent times. I think part of building up to bigger things is being able to hand out those major L's to your opponents on the way through. The Sinners managed to make it to top 2 a couple of tournaments ago, losing out to Bet Boom Team in the grand finals. So certainly some big expectations just here in CCT for the Sinners. Oscar heavily wounded in the initial exchange, covering his teammate there. A site should be breachable. I'll be going off of site to try and get a little bit more information, but Sinner's not committing in as of yet. See, the B site defense is extremely strong from Alliance. See if Sinners can realize that and make what should be a pretty straightforward push onto A. Twist sneaking out the kill might push the Sinners towards more of B. As Alliance reconfigure their defense, they're trying to bring a lot of resources to bear on the A site. Money and smoke will allow the Sinners a way in, but as Bodemaster grabs another kill for Alliance, things are looking a little shaky. 3v5 for the Sinners. They will get their plant, but I don't know if they'll get to enjoy it for too long. Nice play from Shock, clears some smoke, but Up E trades back just as quickly, and the Sinners are swept from the field. Alliance pecking at the Sinners throughout the duration of that round, and once they have the advantage, can just roll right over them. We are back into round trading. But Alliance are holding on to a decent amount of equipment here, so economically, looks like they're still doing okay, even if they can't get their full loss bonus in. Very, very even kill numbers between the Alliance squad as well. 4 or 5 across the entire roster. For the Sinners, it's looking like so far the main player who's not been able to kind of find his momentum has been Oscar. Just a single kill so far. Beastic definitely having a very good game so far, as Magiki and Shock. But Beastic in particular for the Sinners. Again, Oscar, the centerpiece player for the Sinners lineup. Hopefully, we'll see him find his feet as Beastic and Magiki are both deleted here on this pistol round for the Sinners. It's looking like a single kill is probably the best they can get. No, Oscar gets a second. Alright. Ask and you shall be delivered. Shock might be able to find a flank kill. You definitely see Alliance don't know where Shock is, so that's something. Not sure if they just spotted him transferring across to the back from there, but at least he's got the Deagle to fish for another kill. Alliance are a little bit spread, and it's not inconceivable. No, okay, never mind. But a master, just a little bit too feisty there. Yorp secures the round for Alliance, and they get their first back-to-back round win. 3 now to 5, starting to pick up a little bit more pace. Grenades coming in from Alliance to open up the round as Avid takes down Oscar, who's, again, not having the best of maps so far. Maybe feeling a little bit of that pressure to perform for the squad, but over-aggression costs us just as much as not get the kills. Manchkey going to find one on the tail end, also spots on floating over the second. So the B site is deathly vulnerable. Sinners moving their resources to bear, and Alliance, we've seen them before, 3v5 give up. Now it's 3v3. A shock is dropped. Hunt is made. Alliance could well go for this one. They've not got a ton of money in the bank, but they do have a little. If they can pick up the next kill, I think they will push further. Wiz wins against B-Stick, and I think this one is going to be done. Magikey, last one standing, and Alliance now have 3 in a row of their own. Very confident late round play there, and Sinners, I was really surprised to see them struggle so much to make that defensively work. Certainly offensively, they're doing very, very well. But now, things are starting to look considerably different. Just around for Sinners, Pleasant not going to be at all put off. No kills so far for Sinners whatsoever. But Oscar does find a little bit of redemption there. Nice use of the mollies to create a little bit of space, but still think it's going to struggle to be able to get in and scoop up the rifle. Shot going to fish in mid, see if anyone pokes a header. But instead, it's Shock who gets put down. Oscar does manage to get hold of the rifle. Unfortunately, he will die with it in hand. Alliance, they are really picking up a head of steam here. 4 rounds in a row. It's now dead even between the two. And Sinners, I mean, this will be their bye round, but this will have to be their moment if they're going to come back in this half. Otherwise, we may well actually end up going into the third map of Inferno and seeing these two teams put their streaks there up against each other.
So they're just going to hang out here by boat again. We can see this time Alliance, they've got themselves a pretty good coverage on the A site. So Sinners come in, they should be running into a whole heap of firepower. Oscar Manchkey do manage to get some decent trades in, but wow. Alliance just wipe out the Sinners on the way, and they've officially kept up their streak. And for the Sinners, I imagine there's going to be a little bit of frustration creeping in here, because I didn't like that play from them, and it went about as well as you might have expected from just running in there. I think Sinners definitely see themselves as the favourites in this matchup, and they are, but I think we need to see something a little less straightforward than that from them if they're going to be able to even bring this round to even. Good nade work from Alliance catches the Sinners on the way in. That already got lost about 50 HP. No, maybe more than that actually. Or maybe 100 HP across the squad. The smoke clears. We'll see if they continue to push forwards. Long-range fighting goes in favour of Alliances. The Sinners get almost wiped out immediately. Oscar is the last one to fall before Mariska is also deleted. And Alliance, they get themselves a 6-round streak to end the half. They're looking really good, up to at least close to double digits. Apart from that, things are looking a little dire. I think Sinners fans are going to need to make some more noise in the chat if the Sinners are going to bring this one back in, because Alliance is going to burn attack balls as well. I think they're looking to come strong into the second half and try and ride the momentum to a third map. Uppy gonna sneak his way on there and does manage to get the plant in time. Barely. Sinners still have a chance for the retake. Uppy is at 100 HP, moving in as a unit. Fuse being teased, and finally for the Sinners, they find something. The fuse is good, and with 2 members remaining, the sheer willpower of the Sinners fans is perhaps enough to bring them back from what had looked to be essentially a very one-sided later part of this map. Six to 9. That was, let's see, an 8-round streak from Alliance that just got broken. Sinners again gonna be trying to keep things nice and cool with picking up actually the first kill onto Pleasant. Good utility exchange undergoing, focusing mostly the defenders onto the B side. Alliance are kept at arm's length in the early going, not able to push through on mid, though you can definitely see they are very inclined to do so. Actually keeping an eye out that there's not any shenanigans happening, but looks like Sinners are ready for this kind of push from Alliance through mid. Actually starting to see Alliance running out of steam a little bit as the mid attack starts to look a little bit more shaky. Are they going to scoop up the bomb? And while mid control does actually get ultimately opened up, it's 2-2 defense for the Sinners. They have coverage on both sides of the equation. 50 seconds left to go. Alliance are picking off kills. I'm not sure yet. I'm not a fan of the Sinners actually moving out to face Alliance here because 1v1, not winning out these duels on this particular configuration. In comes the remaining Sinners members and they get cut to pieces. Uppy with a hell of a round means the Swedish squad sees back control, and it felt like Sinners absolutely had that one, but getting it a little bit too, I want to say a little bit too enthusiastic with their response, gives over what should have been a good round for them. It's the round for Sinners this time. Oh, Marisco, nice pickup there. Won't be able to grab anything for it because it's going to get smothered in utility. But that could well be the go signal for the Sinners to break out onto the map and start hunting for unfair fight. You can see that Avid is about to get flanked in mid. I like this from the Sinners, and Marisco manages to pick up a second kill as well. Beastick as well comes alive. Maybe it is the Sinners fans who are coming through for them here. Still, the Sinners are pulling off an absolute miracle. The resupply run is here, up 2 AKs and the Mac. The Sinners pull off an extremely unlikely win, and that was so much better than anything we've seen on their as a CT side so far. Sinners fans able to take a breath finally. Ooh, that was huge. With that, hope begins anew for the Sinners side of things. Alliance back to pistols. Sinners hoping that they have a much more successful round than Alliance did last time round, under similar circumstances. Alliance taking this one fairly slowly. Have done a little bit of damage to Magiki, but nothing conclusive as of yet. Not buying into this round at all, our Alliance. So it should be fairly straightforward. Bodemaster dropped by Oscar. Alliance burning their utility to soften up some of the Alliance targets. And it seems to be working pretty well. David actually managing to pick up 2 kills and a rifle. Are we going to see the reversal of fortune here? Twist versus Magiki. And it will be the Sinners who take the round, but they got hammered in that previous round. Remember, that was a Alliance not buying with nearly anything there, and nearly every Sinners members immediately gave ground in the same kind of way. Round 19, it should be a big turning point. Alliance are getting enough kills in the previous round to be able to buy in, get Burnermaster on the AWP, Oscar on his own. Sinners have started to put together a burgeoning comeback, but it's being bought in a lot of kills here. Mid-fight breaking out, but nothing conclusive. Double Nay lands to defeat Morisco. Is almost taken to pieces. A site heavily weakened. Alliance with a lot of reason to try and push that side. Sinners trying to keep up the utility until they can reconfigure to bring some more resources to bear. Alright, slow and steady. Again, they've got Morisco heavily weakened from before. That's the place one out very carefully. Sinners are stacking up the A side, bringing more resources there. Oscar coming in as well.
Relatively even trade. Bodemaster watching the approach. Down to 2-on-2. Both AWPs still in the mix. Oscar on the other side of that smoke. But it's going to be gone for. Lesson is dropped. Bodemaster still in play, and Oscar finds the shot. The Sinners win it again for a 3rd round in a row. Managing to maintain a grip on both AWPs coming out of that round. We're almost back to even again, and Alliance are almost up to full loss bonus.
Minimal buy from the Alliance side should be a formality here for Alliance. Oh, we've already established we've got some very volatile eco rounds in this series overall. This one, I think, much less the case. Morisco keeping his nerve as a couple of Alliance members test him. Also able to demonstrate his own pistol skills. Morisco, sorry, I didn't even realize there, picks up all 5 of those kills. Very nicely done. A shooting gallery and a well-earned ace. Still against pistols, but a masterclass in keeping that momentum and sweeping through the map. The Sinners, all they need to do now is maintain that momentum. They will find their first kill. Avid trades with Marisco though, barely surviving the encounter. Oscar's going to be moved back over to A site to create the 2-2 defense. The Alliance are going for the B side push this time. Fishing for the smoke, but nobody is biting. Alliance have scooped up the bomb and started to make the move across there. I think they might be hoping to be able to flank around. Shock is locking down mid though, and will be able to use that second AWP. Of course, Alliance's former AWP to make sure that it's tough to push in. Now Alliance reconfiguring, going to push in instead through the front door of B. 3 versus 2. Sinners still don't have a good read on where the Alliance members are. Amazingly, the AWP shot is going to miss there, which means the rest of the Sinners are coming. B-stick very low. 1 for 1 so far. Magic gets 2 while barely taking any damage, and the Alliance have evaporated. Bonemaster still here with the AWP, almost grabs another kill. Takes down Oscar. He's through the fire and smoke, but we can see Magic is waiting for him. The two AWPers face off. And Shock in secondary open capability locks this one down. It's round number 5 in a row for Sinners Esports. They take the lead here on the second map of the series. It looked to be all hope was lost for quite some time, but now we will see if Alliance have got that comeback potential still ready to go. Marisco looking to see if he can pad up those numbers a little bit more. Nice use of the nade as well. Alliance don't look like they're going to get too much of anything from this round. Just get absolutely evaporated on the way in. Sinners on the hunt, looking to try and break apart the Alliance squad piece by piece. Bodemaster will at least get a kill on the board, but Sinners are now 1 round away from closing the series. This has been an extremely competitive visit to Anubis, but Marisco just absolutely ventilating. Well, the majority of the Alliance players, you can just see they were broken as soon as that play was done. One last chance for Alliance to draw things even. The Swedish squad, at least they've got the buy-in, they've got the AWP, they've got the 4 AKs, and Alliance's utility looking good as well. No double AWP for Sinners this time, just standard all the way. First hit belongs to the Sinners. Pleasant taking a grenade to the noggin. Shock gonna try for something a little bit shenanigansy. I think they'll be expecting Shock, but is out there without that boat without too much backup. Finds that first kill. But yes, that is going to be it. Uppy does go down very low. Sinners actually breaking away from the B side. They've only got 1 defender on A. Don't know if I like this as much. We've got the flank coming through as Alliance have maintained mid-control. This could end up being a lot messier than it had been otherwise. The Sinners have turned this, or rather Alliance have turned this into a series of duels. Oscar is on the move, but does not have backup from the rest of the team. It's going to fade away into mid if he can. David in hot pursuit. Catches Oscar on the way in. looks like Alliance's round, and yes, Avid is picking up a head of momentum. 3 kills so far. Morisco, last one standing, so the plant is made on B. Sinner's momentum failing them on the cusp, on the finish line here. Avid will not complete the round with a unshaken record, but still. 3 kills is enough to leave Morisco standing on his lonesome on the A site. Alliance close to bringing us to overtime.
Terrorists win.
Once more, gentle friends, will it be overtime? Will it be over? The Sinners just need a single more win. Double or for this round. For the Sinners, there's no reason to hold back even a single dollar. Nice nade onto Pleasant. Scouting from both sides, but Sinners not giving up nearly anything in the initial exchange. Oh, Morisco caught out there by Avid, means mid is open. Alliance should be able to punch through there, unless the Sinners are willing to meet them face to face. Overtime, I think, is almost a certainty now. Sinners getting cut to pieces. I think, yeah, once that initial kills come in, then the Sinners don't have a ton to work with. It's going to stack up on B. Honestly, kind of astonished the B-Stick is still alive. As Oscar gets dropped, B-Stick is the last one left standing. Overtime is, we can basically call it now, 1 versus 5. It ain't happening. A site plant is made just as a little mark of respect. As B-Stick at least dies with a kill coming in. Whew. Alliance bring us even 12 to 12. Twist and Avid doing a cracking job. Nearly 20 each. Morisco, for the Sinners, definitely stepping up huge, but as to what the rest of this one looks like, I really couldn't tell you. Apart from, I think on the Alliance side of things, the overall level's just a little bit better, at least it has been.
Second half
Has been very even as well. 7 to 5, of course, as you expect, for both teams on both halves. Definitely stronger CT than T, but not by much. Let's take first blood. Alliance look to be in some relatively serious trouble already, as Pleasant also gets cut down without managing to land a single bullet on the B-Stick. Avid is of course there to provide a little bit more firepower. Takes up to 20 kills so far. But Alliance are down in numbers. Bonemaster is fairly heavily wounded as well, but will be able to land the shot onto Oscar, and we're back to dead even again.
Sinners favoring the B side defense.
Avid has managed to creep onto site. For Alliance, they could go for A. We can see that it would be the right move, but instead, emboldened by Avid managing to get that positioning on B, they're bringing the remaining 2 additional members to bear. Shock should be on the move. It's still 3-on-3. Morisco managed to take out Bonamassa on the way in and also finds Avid. This one is all kinds of done. Morisco goes up to 25 kills. Incredible round from Morisco in particular. Very measured approach in Alliance. They had to go for that play, but that was a lot better than what we've been seeing for a little while there from the Sinners side of things. Sinners going out aggressively on their defense. That's Oscar. What in the world? Oscar looking for the highlight reel there, but Magi will at least finish the job. Sinners pick up a second round win there. That's what start one again, though. Hell of a round for Oscar. Gets caught up in the close range firepower and then hits the double, the triple. Oh my gosh, 2 with a single bullet as well. I think Oscar receiving the message that now's the time to step up in the same way he has so many times before for the Sinners squad. Thanks to our friends from Hellcase, use the code CCT to support the stream and also get yourself a 10% deposit bonus. Sinners, they're building up the momentum. Again, if they win here in overtime, this series is done. Inferno, the map where both teams have the win streak, may not end up being played. They may not be able to gamble as win streaks against each other. Sinners this time round, less aggressive on the A-side defense, but they're bringing the bodies in. Alliance want to test them there, and Shock is able to provide an immediate kill. The nade is very good indeed, and as Alliance hesitate a little bit in boat, they might end up even taking more damage. In with the mollies. Alliance trying to seize their moment. Shock goes 1-for-1. Uppy is low. And Morisco is only able to get 1 kill in return.
B-Stick is still on site. Master coming in.
David, the last one left on full HP for Alliance. Sinners are ready to receive. They were waiting for that bomb plant. Now it's just down to 1 remaining Alliance members. Nice wide swing out, but B-Stick finds it. The Sinners give up nearly everybody in doing so, but they get themselves a clean CT half. Whew. For Alliance, they're going to need to do the same, or this series will be done. The next round could be it. Let's see if the Sinners have got enough to close things in overtime. Permitter versus Revenant will be our next series coming up if this series ends here. 13:30 CEST. Just under an hour's time. Nice nade. Coming out of the B site, anticipating the Sinners rocketing in. Sinners do get position on the site, even while the kill trade is even. Plant is good. Birdmaster managed to find B-Stick. Brings the advantage back to Alliance. Oscar is still in play with the AWP, but the 3 Alliance members need to make their choice here. Oscar needs to keep focused on where he knows we're going to be seeing Birdmaster coming up through momentarily. Switches across. The timing here for Alliance will be everything is up, he swings through, and it will be Alliance getting themselves their first CT round. No, my apologies. I didn't even notice the bomb timer ticking all the way down. Alright, well. A chaotic end to the series, but one that the Sinners were looking for there. A 2-0 which was tremendously closer fought than it seemed like it was going to be. Oh my gosh. Sinners, I think thanking their lucky stars, they don't have to stake their winning streak on Inferno in this series. It will mean they'll move forward as the first of our teams here today that has not just a 2-0 series, but 2-0 record here in the group stage. Again, in a little bit less than an hour, Permitter vs Remnant will be our next series coming up at 16:30 CEST. Sampi versus the Gaming Gladiators, and then Incilio versus Team Space to end out the day at 20:30 CEST. Woo! Wow, a wild series, but a good way to get the day started. So, gentle friends, again, we will have an extended break now, as we did have, of course, built in time for that third map to be played. But again, do come back here at 13:30 CEST, as our second series of the day will be starting up then.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases, upgrade dropped skins, and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. On Hellcase.com, look at yourself in a new way.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skinplace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skinplace.